Motivation is that mysterious force everyone relies on but rarely understands. It's the spark behind ambitious dreams. Whether it's completing a marathon, launching a business, or just tackling a cluttered garage. Yet, isn't it frustrating how quickly that spark fizzles out? Psychologists call motivation the energy behind actions, but for many Americans, it feels more like a disappearing act. Who hasn't started something with excitement only to end up scrolling social media instead? It's a universal struggle, almost like a rite of passage in modern life. Maybe the real question isn't why motivation is so unreliable, but how people can harness it when it matters most. Could the key be understanding its elusive nature and transforming it into a lasting drive? Motivation wears two hats: intrinsic, driven by joy in the task itself, and extrinsic, fueled by rewards or results. Americans often juggle both, finding themselves torn between passion and practicality. Think about it. Some hit the gym because they genuinely enjoy it, while others slog through workouts for the promise of better health or a beach-ready body. Research shows that goals tied to intrinsic rewards like personal growth or curiosity tend to have staying power. But let's be honest, life isn't always so clear-cut. Who hasn't pursued a hobby out of love and secretly hoped for applause? Balancing these forces might be the golden ticket. So, what's the secret to finding that perfect mix? Habits might just be the unsung heroes of a productive life. They step in when motivation decides to take a day off, which, let's face it, happens a lot. Americans often talk about turning goals into habits as a way to sidestep procrastination and self-doubt. One gym goer explained it perfectly. "I don't aim for perfection, I just show up." This mindset transforms intimidating goals into manageable routines. Showing up becomes the win, not perfection. Over time, these small victories stack up, creating momentum that's hard to stop. So, when motivation wavers, could building habits be the ultimate backup plan? Too much of a good thing can backfire. Yes, even motivation. The over-justification effect proves that when people love what they're doing, piling on rewards can sometimes ruin the magic. Imagine a painter who pours their heart into art, only to feel stifled by the pressure to monetize their passion. Studies on military cadets revealed that juggling both intrinsic and extrinsic motivators often leads to worse performance. It's like mixing oil and water. The two don't always blend. This raises an important question. Could simplifying motivations and focusing on what truly matters help preserve enthusiasm and drive? Let's be honest. No one wakes up excited to fold laundry or scrub the bathroom. That's where extrinsic motivators step in to save the day. Small, clever rewards can turn even the dullest chores into bearable tasks. People share all kinds of creative solutions, listening to upbeat music while cleaning, promising themselves a treat after studying, or even turning mundane jobs into mini-games. It's not about falling in love with the task itself, but finding ways to make it less miserable. So, could a little reward system be the secret weapon for tackling life's endless to-do list? Mental health and motivation are inseparable, often locked in a delicate dance. When depression or burnout strikes, even simple tasks can feel like climbing a mountain. Many Americans describe how these challenges sap their energy, making beloved hobbies or important goals feel impossible. Some find hope in taking tiny steps. A single action like tidying a desk can spark momentum. Others turn to rest, therapy, or leaning on loved ones for support. It's a reminder that motivation isn't just mental. It's deeply tied to physical and emotional well-being. What strategies can help people rebuild their drive without exhausting themselves further? Motivation may light the fire, but discipline keeps it burning long after the thrill is gone. Across the nation, people recognize that leaning too heavily on motivation is a gamble. It's fleeting and often unreliable. Discipline, however, offers a steady hand, showing up even on the days when enthusiasm is nowhere to be found. Many liken it to building a muscle. Each small act of consistency strengthens it over time. It's not glamorous, but it works, turning everyday efforts into long-term success stories. Could this focus on discipline be what transforms fleeting ambition into lifelong achievement? Motivation isn't always a solo act. It thrives in the company of others. Support from family, friends, or even co-workers can amplify drive and turn daunting tasks into shared victories. Picture someone dragging themselves to the gym, only to find a workout buddy who makes the whole experience fun. Others credit their progress to positive reinforcement, whether it's a compliment from a colleague or a team striving toward a common goal. Accountability plays a big role too. It's harder to skip out when someone else is counting on you. If the right environment can fuel motivation, what steps can people take to build those supportive spaces? At its heart, motivation is about striving to be the best version of oneself. It's not just about ticking boxes or reaching milestones. It's about savoring the journey along the way. Across the country, people reflect on how small daily wins, like sticking to a habit or overcoming a challenge, bring lasting fulfillment. Motivation, whether sparked by passion or purpose, is only one piece of the puzzle. Pairing it with discipline and clear goals can make even the most intimidating challenges feel achievable. So, what's holding anyone back from taking that first step toward a brighter, more meaningful tomorrow? Environment shapes motivation in ways people often overlook. A cluttered workspace or constant distractions can drain energy faster than a marathon. On the other hand, creating an organized, inspiring setting can work wonders. Some find motivation in spaces filled with natural light, calming colors, or reminders of their goals. Others swear by the power of removing distractions, like putting their phone in another room. It's a reminder that small changes in the environment can have a big impact on mindset. What adjustments could people make in their surroundings to spark the motivation they've been searching for? Technology is a double-edged sword when it comes to motivation. On one side, apps and gadgets help track progress, set reminders, and even gamify tasks. But let's be real, technology also fuels endless distractions. Who hasn't lost hours scrolling through social media instead of tackling their to-do list? It's a balance, learning to use tech as a tool rather than letting it control your day. From productivity apps to digital detox strategies, people are finding creative ways to stay on track. Could mastering this balance between productivity and distraction be the next step toward reclaiming motivation? Procrastination, the silent thief of ambition, has a way of creeping into everyone's life. It's not just about laziness. Often it stems from fear of failure, perfectionism, or even feeling overwhelmed. Americans talk about those moments when starting feels impossible, even for tasks they care about. Breaking through often requires baby steps, like setting a timer for 5 minutes or tackling the easiest part of a task first. Each small action chips away at the mountain of doubt, revealing a path forward. So, how can people turn procrastination into a fleeting distraction rather than a permanent roadblock?